Steve, you're relatively new to the environment. When I say that, you must be about, what, 18 months or less, mate?
Yeah, 18 months, coming up 2 years.
Yeah, you came along to a seminar. You were a bit different. You got a funny way of speaking. It's called New Zealand, is where you're from. You hopped on a plane just to see me for half a day, believe it or not. And, it wasn't as if I was around the corner to you, and you came over with your not then partner, Danny, and of course, you might like to share some of the history of your process in just a very short space of time. Your business, you might like again to share some maths if you're okay with that here. Again, this is to enroll the folks listening in the possible. Most people, in fact, are quick to dismiss things, and of course that's very unwise indeed, and it's nothing better than hearing it from the grassroots folk like yourself. So you hopped on that plane, you came with your not then partner, who is your partner today as I understand it. You signed up with us there and then you undertook to hop on a plane on a regular basis, and as far as I know, you haven't missed anything. And you've also, as has Danny, and of course Scott hasn't missed anything, Danny and Ali I should say, and Scott didn't miss anything for 5 years. There's one of your commonalities. They don't miss a thing. They stay hooked in, where the conversation's very different in our environment than it is elsewhere. But you actually had to, pay a lot more money and make a lot more effort. You had to go and, produce your passport every 5 minutes. And I know virtually, one of the things you got with the program was half a day with me, and believe it or not, it wasn't long before you were on the phone and on the plane. Whereas, of course, most people who live around the corner from me here, if you like, I barely ever hear from them. They might be running a seminar just down the road from them, and they find a reason why they can't be there. You guys didn't, and you made the effort. But, tell the guys what it is you do, and a little bit about yourselves and your process, if you don't mind, Steve.
All right, Mel. G'day, everybody. I'm in a furniture removal and storage business. Been in that business since I was 15 years old when I left school, working for other people. It was around 6 years ago I decided to step out and do it for myself. And so yeah, basically I bought a couple of trucks and got into the grind of running my own business. For the first 2 years, I was basically behind the wheel, driving trucks every day myself. Yeah, 2 years ago, if you had offered me 50 grand, I would have jumped at the chance to throw my business at you. It was pretty tough. We had weeks where I was paying wages out of my savings, paying wages off credit cards just to get by, that sort of thing. So it definitely wasn't the gold mine I thought it would be. It wasn't until I decided that I was gonna read a personal help book to try and get me out of this shit. And I went into a bookshop with my wife, and she handed me one of Mel's books and said, how about you have a read of this and see how it goes. That day, after reading Mel's book, we already started implementing stuff out of the book, and I decided, right, this is the man I've got to see, and I'm going to fly to Aussie and have a go. So yeah, in the 2 years that I have been with Street Smart, we've evolved from what do we have? We had 8 staff. Talking to my business partner today, we've now got 45 staff on our books, and we're continuously growing. Our turnover is good, and we're doing well because of it.
I just want to pop in there one very important point about business, and it is extremely important. Turnover's one thing, Steve, but as you know, because I talk to you a lot, it's all about profit. So how are your profits looking? It's one for the turnover to grow and the staff to grow, but that can be a very dangerous thing to happen in business. So what's the profits looking like? Are they there too?
Yeah, it's always been up and down, but in the 2 years ago, our profit margin was in the negatives, and it's slowly growing, and yeah, it looks good. It's stayed stable where we want it to be at around the 15 to 20%, and our turnover is growing with it. So
Yeah, fantastic. Thanks for sharing that too. And guys, don't have to be too specific with your numbers in your businesses as well, because you've got a lot of people out there that are watching, a large number actually. So, but thank you very much for sharing. That's great.
Tell us what your process has been, and yours is, you're a young guy, and you've done this very quickly. You've had massive growth in your business in a short period of time. You've done things that most people won't do. That's hop on planes and get to everything we do. Can you pinpoint, reasons for your success that you could share with the folks?
Yeah, g'day Mel. Well, I certainly don't feel young anymore after being in business. I've got more grey hairs than I need to have, but I'm getting there. I think one of the biggest things in our industry is we're in an industry that's very easy to get into, especially in New Zealand. Basically, go out and buy a truck and you're in business. And one of the big things we learned is trust is a huge currency for us. So that along with our shock and awe pack, which we got through you guys, it definitely installs a lot of trust in our clients. Also our guarantees. So we guarantee everything we do now, which we would have never dreamed of doing. One of our huge guarantees.
Yeah. Can you share a bit of that with us, Steve? I know you've got a fantastic guarantee when you move people and that. Can you share some of it with us?
Yeah, our main guarantees are if we move your house, if we damage anything or break anything, we'll fix or replace it for free. We also guarantee, and if your service with us is not the best service you've ever had, not only will we refund you 100%, but we'll give you another $100 just to say sorry for the hassle of moving with us. So we got into these guarantees pretty early. Where they really started working for us is when we started telling people about them. Our big mistake is we got these great guarantees, we got these great things behind us, but we didn't voice it to everyone. So now that we're actually telling people about it and sending them our information pack and gaining their trust, it's working really well for us.
So you're finding you don't have to work so hard for your sales. We've created, or helped with your help, created a marketing system for you that does a lot of the heavy lifting for you. Most of the comments I receive as well, I know Dally and Danny fall in this category, and Scott's also got these conversion kits we call a shock and awe from us. I know that, would that be in your case, that it does all this heavy lifting and the need to dispense and market and work so hard for a sale is now diminished somewhat?
Yeah, definitely. I'd say 90% of our marketing now is aimed at sending that information package out, and we find that once people have sat down and read over it, by the time we get there to give them an on-site consultation or quote, most of the sale's already been done. They're basically ready to give you the date and get booked in. So it definitely takes a lot of the hard sell out of it for us. By the time they've read it, they trust us. We've also got some little, what we call them, ethical bribes in there to use us. Giveaways, for instance. One of them is if you move with us, after you move, we'll clean your house for free, just to save you the hassle of going back to your old house and cleaning it yourself, which we find works great with our clients.
Yeah. Well, everyone has alluded to the strategy of giving away part of a profit you don't have to get a profit you never would have had and make your bonus your product. And of course that's about knowing your maths and psychology. So I know Ali and Danny have given away beer to farmers and probably a bunch of other things, including holidays. You've heard Scott and his giveaway. He gave away an outdoor, what's it called, Scott?
Outdoor
kitchen, yeah, outdoor kitchen. $1,400, bought them in bulk, sure. Yourself, you're cleaning the house, so you're giving away a profit, actually, aren't you? But it's only part of a profit you were going to make. So in reality, you gave away nothing because you never had the money in the first place. Now, you guys have grasped that particular marketing strategy, which I teach and we teach and continue to tell anyone that will want to listen to us. And that would be, one of those things that's been a major tipping point in getting sales across the table, because everyone says, my industry is competitive. They just buy on price. But what you've done is you've taken eye off price and made price irrelevant. Would that be an accurate assessment of this?
Yeah, definitely. Price is the last thing we want to talk about now. We want to talk about our guarantees. We want to talk about what they're going to get that they're not going to get if they move with somebody else. We want to talk about how well we're going to look after their things, and not only that, guarantee it, which we would have. It wasn't until we got that through our heads and fully understood it that we really started seeing the results that we're getting now.
Would you like to add one more thing, Steve? We're running out of time quickly here. Is there any one thing you'd like these guys to hear? I mean, you have your story, you know, over in New Zealand, things are tough, got started early, you know, wish you didn't do it. Now you've come to the environment, teamed up with your mate Danny. Your wives even believe you should be doing this now. I know that wasn't the case to start with. Is there anything you want to add for the folks sitting there going, holy heck, you know, can I really enjoy or achieve these sorts of outcomes?
Yeah, well, basically, we're just normal people. There's nothing too special about us. Normal family life. I've got kids screaming behind me right now as we speak, and we just made the call. Right, these guys know what they're talking about. We trust what they're saying. We're going to fly over there every 3 months. And we're just gonna do what we're told. We're gonna take one thing every time we go over. We're gonna come back. We're gonna take action, implement it, and get the results that we want.
Yeah, thanks, mate. So it's implementation, but it's the right implementation. That's absolutely critical, because you know you can do the work or you can do the right work, and there's a big distinction there. So Ian, I'll pass to you. Thanks everyone for making yourself available. I hope the guys at home see this as being just as important as the next strategy or the next tactic or the next 10 best things to do, because it's absolutely critical that you hear other people's processes and find out why this is possible for you. So over to you, Ian.
Yeah, and I just want to add one more point. Look, here's the thing. Mal and I have literally helped hundreds, if not thousands, of business owners out there change the results in their companies. But each and every one that you've listened to today, they've been in a room just like hundreds or thousands of other individuals have been in the same room. They've been exposed to the same information, but there's been one change where these individuals have had spectacular results and other individuals haven't. They've been exposed to the same information. They've had the same knowledge shared with them, and yet these individuals decided to take action. And I'll tell you, they had thoughts going through their minds just like each and every one of you may have every time you have a decision. Was it an easy decision for you to join us, Steve, when you and Dan were there? I mean, you had to make an investment. What was going through your mind?
The hardest thing for us was knowing that we were all the way over in Australia, thinking about spending tens of thousands of dollars, and we had to go home and tell our wives about this, tell our families about this.
Yeah, Mel has that effect on us, doesn't he? Yeah, I know. And look, the investment's not always that high. You and your business partner, you got serious. You wanted fast results, quick. So as Mel says, you pay once, you cry once, and you get the result.